sailing at the top of third gear there.
Both of my Mk2 Escorts found a dent. Morning, sir. Chris Kember. Good to see you again, mate. Mk2 Escort. Old Beetle, marked by an Escort shell. Old tuk-tuk. So yeah, it's not only old banger Ford Escorts that Chris can repair. Bit of rust does look a bit ropey. Little hole. I mean, that welding looks quite shocking. Disintegrated a bit. A couple of holes.
Hello and welcome to this video. I'm Marcus Hayes, and today you join me from the cockpit of board my Mk2 Escort. But today is not about this car, it's about my other Mk2 Escort, my latest project, because today I'm going to be taking that car to see fabrication genius Chris Kember at Clumpfab. Chris is going to be deleting some rust from the other car. He's also going to be adding the RS strengthening plates, and he's going to be fitting the new wings, which are going to be bolt-on. My friend Che from Swan Autos is going to be helping me transport the car to Clumpfab today. So I'm going to continue this video when I get to the other garage, but first I'm going to drop some cogs and make some noise. She was fishtailing at the top of third gear there. Mk2 NS2R semi-slicks in the cold.
Alright, so I've made it to the garage where I've now got both of my Mk2 Escorts parked next to each other. I've got quite a few issues to sort on Maud, which I'm going to be cracking on with in the next video. But as I say, today is all about the new project. I haven't had time to do anything on the new project since the last time you saw it on the channel. I mentioned before that I did want to have a go at making the wings line up a bit better. Still need to remove the primer along here where the trim holes are, and the same along here. But Chris at Clumpfab did say not to worry if I didn't have time, and I am actually going to be taking some tools with me today so that I can spend a bit of time on the car before I leave Clumpfab. There is a couple of things I've found on this car which I haven't mentioned on the channel yet. I found a dent around here that was obviously hidden beneath the 2-pack primer. I've had a go at banging it out as best as I can, but I didn't want to go too mad. That'll be dealt with by whoever does the paintwork, which will hopefully be my good friend Rob. Another thing worth noting, I was told this car was completely bare metalled apart from the roof before they put the 2-pack primer on, but wherever I have ground away the primer, I have found beige paint. So they have obviously just keyed it up and 2-pack primered it. Now I want to make it clear that I've got no negative feelings towards the previous owner, Danny, who is a top bloke. He bought this car as a project, and I think the guy before him bought it as a project. And ultimately, when you buy a car like this that has had prep work and stuff, it is a risk and you don't know what's beneath it. But I am still very, very happy with this car and very, very happy with the price that I paid for it. Before I send this car to Clumpfab, I want to remove all the interior and all the parts that are inside it. Got the fuel tank in the boot here that's not bolted in. And just like that, she is pretty much ready. I need to cable tie the doors shut because I don't have any latches in there. I did fit the door rubbers the other day just so that when Chris goes to line up the doors roughly before he fits the front wings, he can sort of see how they would sit when they're shut. But ultimately, because the wings are going to be bolt on, there's going to be a level of adjustment in them anyway, so don't have to get it bang on. Need to cable tie the boot shut as well. But yeah, other than that, she's ready to go. I did remove the front wings because they're not attached. I don't want them falling off on the way there. I'll carry those in the car along with the RS strengthening plates, All these panels I got from Escort Tech. I will leave links to their website and their social media in the description. I noticed actually that they're selling full Mark 1 Escort kits, literally every panel you need to build a Mark 1. So yeah, if you wanted to build your own brand new Mark 1 Escort shell, you can get all the panels from Escort Tech. I'm still waiting for the driver's side one of these to come back from Escort Tech. They've sent it away to have the chassis number stamped in it, but yeah, when that arrives I can just post that to Clumpfab myself. So yeah, as I say, I'll just cable tie all the doors shut, make sure the wheels are done up relatively tight, and then once Che gets here, we'll get her on the truck and make our way to Clumpfab. My beautiful girlfriend Kat has arrived. We're actually going to be carrying ourselves and the panels down to Clumpfab in Roger because I've got a couple of issues with Maud, which means I don't want to be taking her on any long journeys. Bit of a shame really, because it would have been nice to take Chris Kember for a quick spin in Maud around the industrial estate, but I'm sure we'll be able to do that at some point in the future. Roger makes such a good van. My good friend Che has arrived with his truck. Morning, sir.
Morning.
How you doing?
I'm fine.
Now, Che runs a company called Swan Autos, so definitely get in touch with him with any of your recovery and transportation requirements. I'll leave his contact details in the description. He's actually also a very talented mechanic. Just like that, the Mordor is on the back of Che's truck. Kat has actually just run to McDonald's to grab us some food, so I'm going to wait for her to get back. Che's decided that he doesn't want a McDonald's. He's going to stop off at Wenzel's Bakery. But yeah, I'm going to pack up round here, lock all the garages up, lock Maud up, and then we'll get on the road. Next stop, Clumpfab. I'll see you there, mate.
See you soon.
Cheers. And right on cue, my beautiful girlfriend Kat is back with my McDonald's. All right, so we've made it to Clumpfab, where we joined the owner, Chris Kember. Good to see you again, mate. Now, Che hasn't arrived yet, but as usual, there's plenty of interesting stuff going on at Clumpfab. So while we are waiting for Che, let's see what Chris has been up to. Good afternoon, sir.
Hello.
Made it then.
To stop off.
Che's admiring the old school Fords in Clumpfab at the moment. It's fair to say there's less cars in here than there usually is. That's it, yeah. So plenty of room for my old banger. But yeah, this Mark 2 Escort was actually here last time we came to Clumpfab. It was round the other way and Chris was working on the rear end. It had some welding inside the boot. The wells at the bottom also had the tubs sort of raised up a bit, and Chris had to make this sort of return lip here, so that's ready to have the arches put back on. But more recently, Chris has been modifying this roll cage. The customer wanted to add a cross brace, so yeah, that's all looking really cool. I think this car is going to be having some work on the front end. But yeah, Chris just needs to wait for the customer to let him know exactly what he wants done. Over here, we've got an old Beetle that Chris has been doing a little bit of welding on. It's had new seal this side and the bit on the bottom of the rear quarter there. And Chris has also put in a brand new driver's side floor and the brace bit at the back there. But yeah, by far my favourite project that Chris has got in at the moment is this Mark 1 Escort shell. Now, last time I was here, Chris was actually telling me about this Mark 1 because at that point, this car was actually sent off to be acid dipped. And it's good to see that most of it survived, although this is gonna need extensive welding. The whole front end is gonna be cut off and replaced. As you can see, there's lots missing here and around there. The acid dipping has obviously exposed all the previous welding jobs. So yeah, the whole front end's getting replaced. It's very thin in areas on the floors and stuff. As you can see, the bulkhead is very holy, but yeah, this one's definitely worth saving. The rear quarters have obviously had arch repairs at some point and repairs around here where the rear lights go, but the customer's now actually decided to replace the whole rear quarters. And if we look in here, you can see, yeah, that's going to need work. The boot floor looks relatively solid though, so that's cool. But yeah, love seeing shells like this on a rollover jig. Chris is very kindly going to roll the shell over so we can have a look underneath. You can really see where the floor has gone in a lot of places. But yeah, having a shell like this fully stripped on a rollover jig does make Chris's life a bit easier. So this will be having a full floor with it? Or?
Floor.
Yeah.
Pretty much the full bulkhead at the front.
Yeah.
Chassis rails.
It is solid in sort of the right places, you know, it's not completely gone. Boot floor. But yeah, man, can't wait to see this one come together on your social media.
Yeah.
Check this heavy, messy welding. Would that be like that stick welding?
I reckon it is, yeah.
Yeah.
It's an arc welder.
Wow. So yeah, this has definitely had some work in the past and it's about to get plenty more.
Yeah.
Yeah, Chris has actually got an old tuk-tuk in the corner over here.
So I've literally repaired just these bits.
Oh, right, okay.
Around, and then some corners on the bottoms. I was going to have to make it all, and someone on eBay put a knackered one of these on eBay for 250 quid in Cambridge, which is like literally only 30 minutes down the road.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, for 250 quid, it's going to save me a hell of a lot of time, so I'm just cutting the bits out I needed and putting them on.
Yeah.
So, and it's a better job then, it's sort of, you get all the right angles and stuff like
Yeah.
that.
Ah, what an interesting project. Yeah, it's not only old banger Ford Escorts that Chris can repair. We've got a little bit of shuffling around to do. All right, Chris, I suppose I'll show you what I've found.
Yeah.
No doubt you might find some more. The worst bit I've found so far is this bit of rust in here. It's obviously had a plate here at some point, but to me it seems solid. You know, if it's solid, it can stay. The other side of it does look a bit ropey. Obviously got the RS bits to go on here and here. I've still got the driver's one coming back to me from the stamper. I'll post that to you when the time comes. I think the front panel can be saved.
Yeah.
Down here, there's a little hole on this door. You can't really see it's a bit thin in there. Hole there, and a hole there.
Yeah.
All the trim holes to weld up.
Honestly.
It's had plates here, which seems solid. Over there, and just above it, there's a hole. I mean, that welding looks quite shocking, to be honest.
Yeah.
And now, like, just above it on the edge there, there's a hole. And the same over here. They've put this plate in here, but it's now thin here and here.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. If you want to just put little patches in there or cut that out and redo it, I don't know, whatever's easiest for you. Don't be scared to ruin my paint job. It's only a rattle can jobby. And then in here, you can obviously see it better from in the boot.
Oh, yeah.
I think if I remember rightly, it's already had one here, which looks okay. But yeah, it's like the usual places, but very small.
Yeah.
It's had wing rails at some point.
Yeah.
Definitely need a bit here at the front to finish off.
It's supposed to go like this, isn't it?
Yeah. And this wing rail this side, I did sort of start bending it down and stuff because it seemed like the wing needed to go down.
Yeah.
But then I realised that it was actually the bit of the wing that sits here needed grinding off a bit.
Yeah.
So that'll probably need, you know, straightening up a bit.
Modifying.
I know it's not as pretty as if you did it, but I'm not looking to
No.
redo them, do you know what I mean? Like, and then obviously the wings I'd like bolt on.
Yeah.
The same as what you did with Maud. I'll let you look over it when you get a chance and you can tell me what it needs doing rather than me telling you, you know what I mean?
It don't look too bad at all, to be honest.
Nah, it should be alright.
Redo this bit though.
Yeah?
Just make it look neat. The trouble is, if you paint it with the engine bay, it's going to end up needing a load of filler and stuff.
Yeah,
otherwise.
yeah. I'll tell you what though, this car's got a really, really solid bonnet, which is a good thing.
Yeah.
The boot lid's very solid as well. There's a lot of good about it. Found any horrors in here?
That's not bad at all, to be fair, is it?
I mean, there is like bits like this.
Yeah.
I was just going to literally make that bigger, put a bigger grommet in it.
Yeah.
Just as a bodge, like.
Can't beat a bodge.
So all being said, Chris, you're still happy to take this job on, yeah?
Yeah, we'll get it done.
Thank you, Che. Really appreciate it. I'll chat to you soon, man.
Okay. See you later.
Cheers.
Have a good weekend.
All right, now, before I leave here today, I do want to have a little bit of a dig around in some of the areas on the Mark II, just to see if there's any more hidden rust. Roll this out for a sec. I'm gonna get all dust everywhere in the shop. Yeah, the main areas that I want to have a little bit of a dig around are these rear arches and the bottom of these rear quarter panels. I've brought my DA sander. Actually, this is my friend Rob's DA sander. Massive thanks and a shout out to you if you're watching. And I've brought my grinder as well. So yeah, we'll just have a poke around and see what we can find. I found a repair here. It's not hiding a massive hole of rust. Ding there. Yeah, it's all metal. Yeah, I won't dig any further. All right, so it looks like this is all metal, which is good. Definitely loads of filler that they've put in to get the shape right and stuff, but I'm glad there's no rust holes hidden behind it all. This lip definitely looks like it's disintegrated a bit, and actually I can feel inside the inner arch there that there is a couple of holes. At the end of the day, if you end up having to cut the outer arch off to repair the inner, then let me know and I'll get an outer arch panel sent to you or something. But yeah, so far doesn't look like it's hiding anything too tragic. All right, Chris, I'm going to leave this old banger in your capable hands.
No worries.
Massive thanks in advance for your hard work. And yeah, I know you're going to send me some pics of the progress, which I always appreciate. So yeah, massive thanks for that. And I will, of course, post progress of this job on my social media. So definitely give me a follow on Facebook and Instagram if you haven't already. And make sure you follow Clumpfab on Facebook and Instagram as well. I'll leave all the links for that in the description of this video. And if you need a proper fabrication or rust repair job done on your car, definitely get in touch with Chris Kember at Clumpfab. Other than that, I'm going to get out your way.
No problem.
Take it easy. All right, so back in Roger the Plastic Fiesta to make our way back to the garage so that I can pick Maud up and then make my way home. So I'm going to continue this video once I'm on the way back home in Maud, and hopefully we'll have an opportunity to open her up and make some noise. So I've made it back home and I am so happy that I've finally got my new project in the very capable hands of Chris Kember at Clumpfab. Because he's so good at what he does, he's always got a few months of work booked in advance, and I actually booked the new project in shortly after I bought it. Nowadays it's really hard to find a guy like Chris who is not only really good at what he does, but he's got such a positive attitude about his work. He gets things done quickly and his rates are very competitive. I know that loads of you guys that watch my videos have employed Chris at Clumpfab to work on your cars, and I've had so many messages from some of you guys praising Chris and thanking me for recommending him. Don't forget, Chris Kember also does a lot of work on cylinder heads. In fact, he rebuilt the cylinder head on my dad's Mk2 Escort last year, and he's very kindly offered to give a 10% discount on all cylinder head work to subscribers of this channel. So if you get in touch with him, definitely mention my name to save yourself some dough. I'm very much looking forward to receiving some progress pictures throughout the job, and that's something that's quite important to me, really. I like to see everything that's gone on with the job, and it also gives me a chance to share it with you guys on my social media. Now, I will leave links in the description to Clumpfab's Facebook and Instagram. If you could all do me a favour and go and give him a follow on both of those platforms, I'd really, really appreciate it. And to be honest, he's always posting pictures up of the jobs that he does, and he does work on some really interesting old school cars. So yeah, I'm sure you'll find his social media cool to look at anyway. I want to send a huge thanks out to my friend Che for transporting the new project to Clumpfab. I know that a lot of you guys have actually employed Che to transport your cars around, and again, I'm always getting messages thanking me for recommending him. Yeah, he's also a proper top bloke, genuine car enthusiast himself. He's actually building a very high-powered Cosy Mark 1 Escort himself, and yeah, I'm really looking forward to checking that out once he gets it back on the road. And I will obviously leave Che's contact details in the description as well. So definitely get in touch with him if you need any recovery or transportation. And as I mentioned, he's a pretty handy mechanic as well. Now this evening, me and my beautiful girlfriend Kat are going to head out somewhere to get some grub. And tomorrow I'm going to be going around the garage to take care of a couple of jobs on Maud, which you'll be able to see in the next video. So if you thought this video was any good, please do give it a thumbs up and a share. If you didn't, give it a thumbs down. Click subscribe to keep up to date with all my future uploads, and check the links in the description to my social media and my website. I'll also leave my email address down there for anyone who wants to contact me. Massive thanks as always to each and every one of you for your continued support on my channel. Big thanks again to Chris Kember and Che. But other than that, until next time, thanks for watching.
Honestly.